Hello! Today I'm copying Georgia's video, and video that a lot of people have done. But it's because I saw Georgia do it. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be showing you every single book that I have on these beautiful bookshelves that I haven't read yet. I think it's around 140. Yep. I have a problem. Hello. But I don't know for sure, so I'm gonna like count it somewhere. I don't know where I'll put a counter, but somewhere I'll put a counter. Yeah. Let's just get into it, because why would I be here talking? A Clash of Kings, Steel and Snow, Blood and Gold, A Feast for Crows, A Dance with Dragons Part 1 and Part 2 by George R.R. Martin, Assassin's Apprentice, Royal Assassin, and Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb, The Hobbit, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King by J.R.R. Tolkien, The Name of the Wind, and The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss, The Cleric Quintet by R.A. Salvatore, Elantris, The Final Empire, The Well of Ascension, The Hero of Ages, Warbreaker, The Way of Kings Part 1 and Part 2, Words of Radiance Part 1 and Part 2, Oathbringer Part 1 and Part 2, Skyward, and Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. I have a problem. A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury, and A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas, Serpent and Dove, and Blood and Honey by Shelby Morin? I don't know. The Crown's Game and The Crown's Fate by Evelyn Skye, Children of Blood and Bone, and Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi, Strange the Dreamer, and Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor, A Heart So Fierce and Broken, and A Vow So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kemmerer, Torch Against the Night, and An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir, Ruin and Rising, and King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo, The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King, and The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black, The Kiss of Deception, The Heart of Betrayal, and The Beauty of Darkness by Mary E. Pearson, The Daughter of the Pirate King, and The Daughter of the Siren Queen by Tricia Levenseller, Ever the Hunted, you can't see anything, Ever the Hunted by Aaron Summerall, From Blood and Ash, and Kingdom of Flesh and Fire by Jennifer L. Armentrout, Legendary and Finale by Stephanie Garber, Serafina by Rachel Hartman, Girls Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa Bashardust, I don't know, Uglies by Scott Westerfeld, Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik, Renegades, Archenemies, and Supernova by Marissa Meyer, The Diviners, Lair of Dreams, Before the Devil Breaks You, and The King of Crows by Libba Bray, The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, The Evolution of Mara Dyer, and The Retribution of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin, Magnus Chase and the Sword of Summer, Magnus Chase and the Hammer of Thor, Magnus Chase and the Ship of the Dead, The Lost Hero, The Son of Neptune, The Mark of Athena, The House of Hades, and The Blood of Olympus by Rick Riordan, The Last Magician, and The Devil's Thief by Lisa Maxwell, City of Ghosts, Tunnel of Bones, Bridge of Souls, This Savage Song, Our Dark Duet, A Darker Shade of Magic, A Gathering of Shadows, and A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab or Victoria Schwab, The Warrior Heir by Cinda Williams Chima, The Bone Season, The Mime Order, and The Song Rising by Samantha Shannon, The Thousandth Floor, and The Dazzling Heights by Catherine McGee, Recursion by Blake Crouch, Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, Lord of Shadows, and Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare, Nevernight, God's Grave, and Dark Dawn by Jay Kristoff, Aurora Rising, and Aurora Burning by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, Extracted, Executed, and Extinct by R.R. Haywood, The Magic Misfits by Neil Patrick Harris, The Dragonfly Pool, and Journey to the River Sea by Eva Ibbotson, Nevermore, Wondersmith, and Hollowpox by Jessica Townsend, Keeper of the Lost Cities, Exile, Everblaze, Never Seen, and Lodestar by Shannon Messenger, Truly Devious, The Vanishing Stair, The Hand on the Wall, and The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson, The Da Vinci Code, Inferno, The Lost Symbol, and Origin by Dan Brown, The Couple Next Door by Shari LaPena, The Circle by Sara B. Elfgren and Mats Strandberg, Swedish. The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson, The Death of Mrs. Westaway by Ruth Ware, Our House is on Fire by a bunch of people, basically Greta Thunberg or Greta Thunberg, Perfect on Paper by Sophie Gonzalez, Tweet Cute by Emma Lord, The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary, 99% Mine by Sally Thorne, Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon, Birthday by Meredith Russo, Get a Life Chloe Brown, and Take a Hint Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert, The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee, Monday's Not Coming, and Let Me Hear a Rhyme by Tiffany D. Jackson, A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahara Mafi, Girl Made of Stars by Ashley Herring Blake, Science Fiction Short Stories by a bunch of people, and Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I am now super mega hot and sweaty, but that is all the books that I have. I think it's around 140. I don't know what the number is because we're here right now. But those are all the books currently on this day that I have not read yet that I own. Which is an issue that I have so many, but anyways. But that is everything for today, and I'll see you in my next word video. Bye!